Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to go through the solution to the CSS assignment that I gave you guys last time. So I think I already did this in the video, but we are first asked to give the body a background of this color here. So copy and paste, semicolon. All right, and as you know, I was doing this in most of the videos, but every time you make a significant change, it's a good idea to check, go back and run your code to make sure that it's doing what you want it to do. And that's good debugging practice. If I tried to do all of this at once, I mean, I'm the teacher, I kind of know what I'm doing. I probably would be able to get it right. But as you're learning especially, it's really good to check every single time you change something to make sure that it's actually doing what you expect. So here we're asked to change H1 elements, and we're trying to make it that color. So the property for that is color, and then paste. And then sure enough, there we go, made our H1 purple. H2, we're supposed to make orange. So color orange. Save and refresh. Cool. Make all LI elements blue. So LI, I need to make color blue, but it's supposed to be a hexadecimal blue. So let's go to Google's color picker, works fine. I like the sky blue color. Maybe I like it over a bit darker. There we go, let's do that one. Oh, there we go. So we'll copy and paste this color into my code here and refresh. And there we go. My LIs are now blue. Change the background on every paragraph. So paragraph is the P element, and we want the background to be yellow. So this should look really beautiful. Yellow paragraph backgrounds. Oh, lovely. Just loving it. Okay. Make all inputs have a 3-pixel red border. Okay. Let's pretend I don't know what an HTML input is. Well, it's got to be in this HTML document somewhere. And sure enough, there it is. Input, type text, input, type password. So let's change input is the tag that we need to change. Now border has 3 things we need to change. You need to give it a size, in this case 3 pixels. You need to give it a type, which will almost always be solid, and you need to give it a color. So 3 pixel solid red, and there, 3 pixel solid red. Okay, give everything with the class important a white background. Okay, so class is dot important, right? So remember, if you use an octothorpe, which is a hash, an octothorpe selects an ID, a dot selects a class, and I'm supposed to give this a background of white. So what's I'm not seeing that. Okay, where is important? Important. Important. See why debugging is important? Because I've checked this every step of the way, I noticed immediately when I made a mistake because I can't spell. All right, fabulous. Let's keep going. ID, so that's octothorpe, special, 2 pixel solid border. So border, 2 pixel solid blue. Pick your own RGB blue. Let's pick, since this is a border, let's give it a nice dark blue. There we go. That should really make it pop. That's a design joke, by the way. Clients are always asking designers to make things pop. But anyway, there we go. So there's my border there. Make all P's that are nested inside of divs. Okay, so nested inside. So inside of a div, I want to select my paragraphs. So this space selects only paragraphs that are inside of a div. And they're supposed to be 25 size font. So font size, oops, not style. Size 25 px. Okay, so that's in a div, that's in a div, that's in a div, that's in a div, and this is our last div of the page. So those are all of our paragraphs inside of our divs. Give both P's inside the third div a pink background. Okay, so I need div, but I don't want every div. I only want the third div, so I need the nth of type 3. And I don't just want the third div, I want the paragraphs inside the third div. So I'm going to select paragraphs. So this means inside of divs, the third div, I want the paragraph, and I'm supposed to give it a background pink. Now give the second paragraph inside the third div a border. So again, we want the third div, so div nth of type 3. I just copy and paste because I just did that. And I want the second paragraph. So I want p nth of type, and I want the second paragraph. So that's nth of type 2, and border 5 pixel solid white. It doesn't say solid, but you always want it to be solid. Dashed borders look hideous. There we go. So, oops, I'm talking about debugging, checking every step of the way, and I didn't check. But there we go. So that paragraph is pink, and this paragraph is pink because it still gets the styling from this paragraph, but it also gets a white border, right? So let's look up, let's inspect this element to see what's going on here, because we've got a lot going on with this div. So first thing, we get yellow background because it's a paragraph, right? Because all paragraphs were changed to yellow. But then because it's a div paragraph, it gets font size 25. Because it's the third paragraph, because it's a paragraph inside of the third div, it gets the background pink. And because it's the second paragraph inside the third div, it gets a border white. So you can actually see, if you go through inspect element, one after the other, cascading into each other. Hence the cascading from cascading style sheets. Okay, make the EM in the third div element. Okay, so third div element is here. Make the EM inside of it white. Color white, semicolon, and we want font size 20px. Refresh. So it's smaller and white, and it's automatically italicized because that's what the EM tag does by default. And we'll learn how to work with fonts in the next video, soon anyway. Okay, now let's do some challenges. So I want to make the label element all uppercase without changing the HTML. Okay, so let's Google this. So CSS uppercase. So let's see, the text transform property. I clicked into this earlier, as you can see. So the reason I clicked into it was because I saw here, is it text transform uppercase or is it text transform capitalize? I wasn't sure. So let's click in. So here's my thing, and thankfully W3 Schools is really great. You can just click try it yourself and see exactly what it does. So let's see. This is text transform uppercase. That's what I want. This is text transform lowercase, and this is text transform capitalize. Oh, cool. So capitalize automatically capitalizes the first letter of every word. So I guess if you wanted like a name, you'd use the capitalize, but I want text transform uppercase. So I'm going to do text transform uppercase. So label text transform uppercase. And sorry, what is it I just selected? I selected labels. Oh, I guess that's those down here. Let's double check. So Command F, label. Yeah, label is name and password. Okay, cool. Name and password. Awesome. That's part of inputs, I think. No, it's not. Okay, anyway, whatever. I've never used the label before. Change the first letter of an element with ID special, green, and 100 pixel font. Okay, so let's CSS select first. Oh, I've Googled this already. CSS select first letter. So this is : first letter selector. So P : first letter. Okay, so whatever : means, that's what I need to do. So I need to ID special. So I want ID is Octothorpe. So Octothorpe special, : first, it is hyphen, right? First hyphen letter. Yeah, first hyphen letter. Open brace. And I want font size 100px. And I want color to be green. So there we go. I changed that to size 300 green. Make the H1 element's color change to blue when hovered over. Okay, let's Google CSS mouse hover. So it's : hover. Awesome. I don't even need to click into that. I'm pretty sure that'll just work. Let's check. H1 : hover. Color blue. Hit save. Refresh. Ah, cool. When I mouse over, it changes to blue. It's like it's interactive now. And last but not least, make the elements that have been visited gray. So let's Google that. CSS visited links selector. Colon visited. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. I don't even think I need to click into that. So a colon visited, open brace. I want color gray. And refresh. So links. I have visited the Rocky School website, but I have not visited google.ca apparently. But if I click google.ca, all of a sudden the link changes to gray. All right, and that is your solution. While I'm here though, it really bothers me that there's no gap between this border. So I'm going to add something which I haven't told you guys yet. That was my input. Where's input? Input's here. I want to add padding. Padding 1 pixel. What padding does is it gives a little bit of space. Wait, what am I doing? Not padding. I want padding. I want margin. Margin. Margins and paddings are closely related. Sorry, I just got them confused for a sec. Margins is space around an element. Padding is space inside of an element. So I've added a 1 pixel gap around so that the name box isn't touching the password box. Oh, that looks much better. Anyway, aside from that 1 pixel thing that I just threw in there for the margins, that is your solution to the CSS assignment.